Thank you
Okay.
very much, distinguished guests. I'm pleased to participate in the Think 20 Summit. I thank President Ambassador Massolo, Vice President Magri, and ISPI as National Coordinator and Chair of T20, Istituto Affari Internazionali as T20 Co-Chair, and Bocconi University as T20 Summit Co-Chair. Open and extensive dialogue between experts and policymakers is crucial to design successful policies. We therefore look forward to your conclusion with great interest in light of the coherence of the T20's work with the G20 agenda. A strong commitment to the launch of an effective multilateral action has inspired the entire work of Italy's G20 presidency. Our priorities, people, planet, and prosperity, were identified to address consistently global challenges through multilateral cooperation, taking into account the connections between the health and well-being of people, the planet, and of our societies. The COVID-19 pandemic has further highlighted the pressing need for the multilateral responses in an interdependent international system. In such juncture, the G20 has been faced with the urgency to address the health emergency and with the opportunity to build back better by accelerating the pace towards the 2030 Sustainable Development Goals. We have built the 2021 G20 agenda on the assumption that the protection of global common goods is a shared responsibility and that the group should aim at finding effective answers to the cross-cutting challenges related to them, from health and food security to climate, sustainable development, and international trade. Allow me to outline the engagement of the Italian presidency and the results achieved in these areas, also in view of the forthcoming G20 summit. First, global health. Since the beginning of the COVID-19 emergency, Italy has promoted a coordinated international response by supporting the ACT Accelerator and its vaccines pillar, the COVAX, with 385 million euros and a pledge of 45 million vaccines doses to distribute through the facility. The Rome Declaration of Principles on Pandemic Preparedness, adopted at the Global Health Summit, marked an important step towards designing effective cooperative ways to defeat this pandemic and preventing the next one. Recognizing the connection between safeguarding health on a global scale and providing the means to fund efforts in this area, we have proposed the establishment of the Global Health and Finance Board to boost coordination between health and financial authorities. This forum will enhance global cooperation in the governance and financing of pandemics prevention, preparedness, and response. Second, food security. The risk for the pandemic to translate also into a food crisis of huge dimensions has led the G20 Foreign and Development Ministers to adopt the Matera Declaration, while addressing in parallel the issues of a sustainable and inclusive development, especially in Africa. The Matera Declaration has paved the way to the Pre-Food Systems Summit in Rome and the Food Systems Summit in New York by renewing clearly the international commitment to reach zero hunger by 2030. Third, climate change and sustainable development. Maximizing synergies between our role as G20 presidency and co-chair of COP26, we have worked to strengthen the ambition of climate action with a special focus on climate-related impacts in Africa, which will be discussed at the ministerial event Encounters with Africa in Rome in the following days, and on the Nexus Climate Energy Transition. I also recall that the G20 ministerial meeting in Naples recognized for the first time within this forum the importance of not overcoming the 1.5 degrees Celsius limit set in the Paris Agreement. Fourth, international trade. A functioning international trade system is key to support a resilient and sustainable recovery, bringing prosperity to all. The G20 Trade and Investment Meeting, taking place in Sorrento on the 12th of October, aims to build political momentum around the reform of the World Trade Organization. The G20 will also explore ways to improve trade system resilience and seek consensus on the conclusion of the agreement on fisheries subsidies. In addition to cross-cutting global challenges in Italy's view, the G20 is also an inclusive platform for international coordination on emerging crises in support of the United Nations and other international organizations' efforts. For this reason, vis-à-vis the unfolding crisis in Afghanistan, Italy decided to organize on 22nd September a G20 foreign ministers meeting on Afghanistan, extended to international financial institutions and UN agencies in order to prepare the extraordinary G20 leaders meeting on this dossier convened by President of the Council of Ministers Draghi on 12 October. In a year of unprecedented trials for the international community, we have better understood the course on non-cooperative approaches. Italy's G20 presidency considers as part of its legacy an increased global awareness of the capacity of the G20 to be a key actor of a network result-oriented and inclusive multilateralism. The G20 has a role to play in reforming global governance, promoting coordination and synergies among international organizations, and availing itself of the contribution of all social actors. I am confident that discussions within the T20 will continue to support this vision. Thank you very much.